story that America needs to know. This is the story that America needs to hear. That Tim Walz is not some cuddly, joyful coach like all the things that the MSMs are calling him, or some of the things that they're calling him. That is not who this man is. This man would like to take your rights away. He will take your rights away, because what happened to me could have happened to anybody. Of course, we all know, I will never forget the year 2020 when COVID happened. And in the state of Minnesota, my business is located in the state of Minnesota, southern Minnesota. It was a lovely wine and coffee bistro, and it had been in operation for going on 8 years by the time that my business was shut down and destroyed. And when I say it was destroyed, I'm speaking of the being shuttered and not being able to survive that because of what Tim Walz, Governor Tim Walz, and Attorney General Keith Ellison did to me and to my business, as well as our employees. And so what happened is with the first shutdown, we didn't really know what to do, what was going on, and we did comply. And I hate to say that, looking back at everything I've stood for, but we did comply because we didn't know what else to do. He never fully opened up the state. To point this out, who did he shut down? Governor Walz shut down only some of the businesses. The essential businesses got to stay open. So I guess that means that we were a non-essential business, but so he shut down bars, restaurants, gyms, dance studios, hair salons, etc. Who did he not shut down? Who were the essential business owners? That would have been your big box stores, with hundreds and hundreds of people coming to visit through their doors a day, mingling and being close. He did not shut down liquor stores. He did not shut down strip clubs. So think about the contrast there. He shut down a lot of the mom and pop shops, those folks that were just trying to make a living and provide a great product and a great service. In contrast, he allowed big box stores, et cetera, to stay open. Really incredible, an incredible use of tyranny against the people. It was in November that Governor Walz shut the dine-in restaurants down again at 100% level of no dine-in whatsoever. There's no way we could survive this. We actually joined in with an organization or a group called Open Minnesota, I believe is what it was. And we thought it was a great idea. We had been looking for something like this because we knew we had every right to be open. We had God-given, constitutionally protected rights to be open. There was no statute. There was no law that allowed Governor Walz to do what he did. He really did step outside of statutory law, but even more important, constitutional law. Because we have that right to be able to run our businesses and conduct our lives as we see fit. Of course, staying within the rule of law. And as I've already mentioned, I followed the rule of law. I did. Our governor and our attorney general did not. So we opened up. I can't tell you for sure how long we were open, but immediately within 24 to 48 hours, the state came down on us with a vengeance. They attacked me, a woman, small business owner, as well as other small business owners in the state of Minnesota. They came down. They sent the health department down. They sent everything they could against us. They employed all of their resources against we the people, just trying to run a company, serve a cup of coffee to a willing customer. And they said, nope, you can't do that. And mind you, there was never an injury. There was never an infection of COVID-19, nor was there ever a death that occurred because I had my doors open and willing customers came in to patronize me. So it was about the first part of January, all kinds of, I think it was 5 civil cases were thrown at me and 2 criminal cases were thrown at me because of what I did, because I supposedly violated these illegal and unlawful emergency executive orders. Again, that Governor Walz had no right implementing. I went to court for the criminal charges and for the civil charges. There have been, I've incurred tens of thousands in court fees, in legal fees. There have been upwards near 100,000 levied against me in fines, fees, etc. I went to court. I was found guilty. Was precipitated and put on me by the, you got to go all the way to the top. That again, that'd be Tim Walz and Attorney General Keith Ellison. What happened to me was no accident, and they absolutely wanted to make an example, right all the way down through the local court system. I was found guilty. I was not allowed to present my defense in a court of law. I was given a sentence to 90 days, which was the max sentencing. And I was also fined $1,000, which was the max fine for this supposed thing that I did, where I was standing on my rights and totally protected by the Constitution of the United States of America. But when you have rogue judges, rogue government, attorney general, et cetera, they're all in lockstep with each other. It doesn't go very well for the people. And this is what we need to be standing against. And this is the story that America needs to know. This is the story that America needs to hear. That Tim Walz is not some cuddly, joyful, coach-like, all the things that the MSMs are calling him, or some of the things that they're calling him. That is not who this man is. This man would like to take your rights away. He will take your rights away, because what happened to me could have happened to anybody. What happened to me will happen to you if we don't get things turned around in our country and become a republic again. Now, that doesn't happen just by itself, and it certainly doesn't happen overnight. And yeah, there's a price to pay. I have paid a dear price. My family has paid a dear price. While I was in jail, I missed out on Christmas with my family. I missed out on my wedding anniversary. And I also missed out on the birth of one of my grandchildren. And that was wrong. I can never have that time back. That time was stolen from me. My business was destroyed. My business is gone after everything that happened. Tim Walz and Keith Ellison destroyed my business. They wrecked my life. They separated me from my family and my American rights, my God-given rights. They did that to me. They'll do it to anybody.